Hey everyone, Boomsie here with the Gunpla Network. Today we're going to review the high-grade Universal Sentry RX-78-2. Now this video wouldn't be possible without our fine sponsors over at Canadian Gundam, so make sure you check out their website using the code Gunpla Network to save 10% off your entire order. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the kit itself. It is just straight out of the box. The stickers that were provided are mostly in there. There's a few, 2 silver ones that I did not put on the kit itself. So here's the remaining stickers. I put the eyeball ones on there, the crotch piece, and a couple of the lens camera ones on the front and back. And then these silver ones were supposed to go where the eyeballs go, but it didn't really look too great, so I just went with the regular sticker. Alright, so taking a look at the kit initially, it does look fantastic. It is kind of light, but that's bearing that it is a high grade that's from 2015. I don't think they spent much time with this one as it is a classic design, and they just wanted to kind of get it out to the masses. You will notice some heavy seam lines here. This is me trying to push the head all the way in, and you just kind of get that seam line there, which may bother some people, but you can easily clean that up. So if you take a look at the V-fin here, you can see that I left the safety nubs on there. If you look on the back, let me turn his head around like the Exorcist. You can take that off fairly easily with a pair of nippers, but you got to be a little bit careful, and I would just go ahead and file the rest down so you can get that pointed V-fin. Here's a look at the eyes for the stickers. It wasn't bad, but the sticker itself felt very off-center, so I spent a lot of time trying to get that as center as possible. And like I said, there are some pretty heavy seam lines on this kit, but my only issue was this piece here. So for some odd reason, you can move this down and move it up quite a bit. And I'm not sure if that was a initial design for that or not, but it really doesn't add to anything or take away. It just feels very awkward, and this is pushed all the way as far as I could possibly get it. So again, I just wanted to highlight the stickers on the unit. You have one lens here, 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 and here. So there is a slightly raised plastic piece underneath this sticker that you could paint it yourself. I didn't really have the time at the moment, so I just put the sticker on. It looks a little bad, but it doesn't look terrible from far away. Honestly, with this kit being so cheap, I was very surprised, and it's pretty solid. Alright, let's get into its articulation, starting with the head. We got left and right, down and up, a little bit of that side to side, and basically a full Exorcist rotation. Taking a look at the torso, just a little bit of wiggle side to side, and the ab here, you're going to get a nice crunch forward and a little bit back, and a little bit of a spinnerooski here. Pretty nice. The front skirt is going to move at the same time, as it is one piece with a rail in the middle and then attached by that front diaper. So you're basically going to get this flapping motion like so. The side skirts are fairly tight on there. You can move them around, but if you try to extend the leg too much, they just kind of come off. The rear skirt has no articulation at all. It is just 2 square butt pieces, but this piece does come off, which I'll show you a little bit later for the gimmick that holds on to the bazooka. Up next, we got the leg. First off, as always, we got to check that stanky leg, looking pretty good. The kick to the back, non-existent. That's all you're going to get. Basically from a straight standing up pose, that's pretty much it. So the kick up to the front is going to push that entire front skirt, which, like I said, since it's on both sides, you can get a nice field goal kick, but it's going to look a little bit strange because the skirt is going to go up on both sides, so when you're posing, you're going to want to do like a jump or something like this, just to kind of fill in that gap. The bend at the knee, also really solid. The ankle guard has a little bit of up and down, but not much. Foot does move side to side, as well as down and up. And here's a little bit of a rear view of that happening. So you are going to have to move the side skirts here a little bit back, and this may be troublesome because of the back skirt. You're just going to have to like push them back and then push them back in to basically get a nice splits. Underneath, you're going to get your standard peg hole there for pretty much any type of action base that supports it. The shoulder is on a peg. You can get a nice rotation here, as well as arm swivel. You'll get a nice extension out, as well as if you just flip it here and pull up, you'll get a nice extension up. I know it's 2020 and everybody's getting in the gym, so let's see what you got, Gramps.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Wrist is really just a ball joint. Can spin around. And you will notice that there are 2 holes on each arm, and that's to attach the shield, but there's no cover for this, so unfortunately those are exposed and may look a little bit strange. The backpack is a little flat. It doesn't have any real articulation or anything. You can place the beam sabers here, which is nice as it can hold its weapons. So overall, the color composition for this thing's pretty nice. It does resemble the anime pretty accurately, as the blue, the red, and the yellow are fairly vibrant, as well as the pieces here on the top of the head really gives some nice separation, so you can get that little bit of detail if you don't want to do anything to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that this kit comes with. First up, we got the shield. This is just basically 3 pieces of plastic, but man, does it look great. I was worried with this high grade that this was going to be a giant sticker, as it was with like the SD, if I remember correctly, so I was happily surprised to see that it was 1 piece of plastic. On the back of the shield, you're going to get an endless amount of opportunity to panel line here, just to make this look even better. As I mentioned before, here's the peg that you can get into either arm, and then if you use the open fist there, you can go ahead and place that in for stability. So the easiest way to attach the shield is to basically rip off the hand, then simply remove this piece here, get the hand, place the shield down, use your thumb for a little bit of pressure to add that to the hand, place that back on, flip over the fist, grab your unit, place that inside, bring it down, and attach the shield easily. So if you don't put the handle in the hilt here, you can actually get some rotation with the shield. And you are able to remove the shield like so. And you'll notice a peg hole on the back, which actually you can attach the shield like that. And as you can see here, very good proportions for the shield. Up next, we got the beam rifle. Not a lot going on with this one. You do have a little bit of motion here, as well as the scope does move side to side. You will also get a trigger finger, but that is only the right hand side. You will not get one for the left hand side, so you'll only be able to put the gun on the right hand. And the trigger finger does fit nicely into the gun. Up next, we got the bazooka. Not much articulation or anything going on here. You can use either hand to hold the bazooka, but I found it easier to just use the open fist. Speaking of hands, you will get 2 jazz hands here that are open. You are able to remove the beam saber from the back of the backpack and simply slot in the clear plastic piece that we've seen for like 80 years now. You know, whatever. So on the rear skirt here, there is a little flap that you can actually eject. And it's going to reveal this slot here. There's an additional attachment piece here. And you're just going to go ahead and insert that like so. And you can grab the bazooka and go ahead and attach that basically like so. And this butt clamp's pretty strong. If you try to pull off the bazooka, it's going to pull off the entire clamp with it. So that's everything that the RX-78-2 comes with. Being a high grade, I was very surprised that it's able to hold most of its arsenal minus the beam sabers. So for a high grade, I was very surprised to see that it was able to hold all of its arsenal. Obviously, the beam sabers without the effect part pieces in, but those go right in the backpack, which is really, really nice. For size comparison, here it is next to the master grade. The real grade, as you can see, it's actually slightly larger than the real grade. The SD cross silhouette. So how does this 2015 kit hold up to high grades today? I was worried that this high grade was going to feel a little bit hollow like some of the older, cheaper high grades out there. To my surprise, for only around 1,000 to 1,500 yen, or around $10 to 15 USD and 6 trillion Canadian dollars, it's pretty solid. The build experience was very quick. I am literally one of the slowest builders on the entire GN team, and I finished it in under a few hours. I would highly recommend this kit to beginners or someone looking to get into the hobby. The color palette and separation is quite minimal, but it looks great standing in around 13 centimeters or so, and it will have a nice iconic shelf presence. The stickers provided were not terrible, especially if you didn't want to do too much to the kit as far as details. It will benefit with a lot of panel lining and some of those seam lines cleaned up. I know I don't care much about the beam sabers, but that doesn't take away from their appearance at all. The articulation of the unit was above par. My only gripes were the back skirt limiting the ability to do the back kick, and the front skirt being on one rail can look kind of odd in some poses. Overall, if you see this kit in the wild or just want a basic high grade to build, I would say it's a definite buy in my book. Let us know what you think about this kit in the comments below, and any other kits that you'd like to see us review in the future. Don't forget that we do have a Discord as well. You can catch any of the GM team members usually on, and we're pretty chatty. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos in the future. This is Boomsie with the Gunpla Network, and don't forget to keep building.